What is going on, people? We are Tottenham TV. Just beaten West Ham 3-0 at the London Stadium in an absolute rout. Spurs getting back to winning ways after the international break, after a terrible performance against Bournemouth. The first game of the Levy-less tenure is off to a very, very good start. And I think there's new air. There's a new light on Tottenham right now. And these kind of wins, hopefully, will start being the norm. We want to win more games more often. That's what we heard from the Lewis family. And look, they promised that hopefully this is the start of them delivering. We'll have to wait and see. But brilliant 3-0 win.
Yeah.
Wasn't easy to watch at times. I'm here with Josh King to discuss this is our inter-match reaction. We'll start with the first half because it wasn't pretty at times, that first half. I mean, it was quite similar to what we were seeing maybe last week against Bournemouth, especially at times. You know, West Ham, you could argue, had the better chance in that first half, Paquetá, and they were finding it way too easy to get near our box and, you know, creating crossing opportunities. But I guess the story of that first half was that disallowed goal, which obviously doesn't mean anything now. We don't have to talk about it. But it wasn't talking about in that first half. Romero had his goal disallowed due to what was a very, very, in my opinion, soft foul on Walker-Peters. Again, frustrating given the amount of pushing and shoving that does go on the box on a regular basis that goes unpunished. The fact that we got penalised for that one was frustrating at the time.
Awful decision. You know, it looks like Van der Ven is getting pushed from behind. That sort of stuff goes on all the time. He hasn't dragged him down. He's barely touched him. The goal should have 100% stood, and that would have capped off what was a man of the match performance for Romero for me. So, yeah, and I feel like every weekend the refs are getting involved with something. I'm just glad that we're not having to, you know, be upset about it now. You know what I mean?
100%.
We won in the end.
Yeah, thankfully it means nothing. But yeah, the first half, I mean, it was very little to kind of garner from. We looked dangerous from set pieces, open play. We did struggle. I think there's no doubt about it. We struggled to kind of open up West Ham. Xavi kind of struggling to get into the game. With our best avenue was kind of Kudus trying to make something happen down the right-hand side. But Tell starting up front, given an opportunity today, he really struggled. Again, looked anonymous, really struggled to compete. So going into half-time, you're thinking, okay, we really need to change things. We really need to see Frank making some subs, changing some players. And to be fair to him, he didn't change it. He kept the same 11, and within 15 minutes, the game was won, which is mad to think about. But I think the first half, it wasn't really too different to the second half. It was just... What happened was one of those set pieces that we were looking dangerous from in the first half. We scored from beginning. Sarr gets a header at the back post, left completely free. I mean, I have to watch it again, but it's mad. He's completely free at the back post. No one is anywhere near. In fact, there are 2 Spurs players nearer to him than any West Ham player. So like, I can't believe how free he was.
The front post.
Simons gets an assist on his debut. And from that point, okay, he got the lead. Maybe it changes, and then 10 minutes later, Souček gets sent off, and the game's won at that point.
Yeah, and it was a clear red card. You know, no one can have any arguments there. It was like a high challenge, whatever. But yeah, overall, for me, I'm going to be positive. Results are what I care about right now. Like, I want us to stay on track. We're never going to be the finished article after a few games. It's going to take Frank a little while, so I won't complain too much about the first half, but I do want to make the point that if we take it back to the lineups, I wasn't really happy with the lineup. I wanted Tell to start, but I don't want him to be a focal point, a lone striker. Like, I don't think he can do that. And also, we need to get better from build-up. Even watching the first half, you could see that West Ham could play it through the middle so much easier than us. Yeah. I know that we've got better players than them, so it's really, really frustrating. But we're not playing those better players in the correct positions. Like, you know, I was complaining that Bergwijn should be slightly deeper so that he can help with build-up, but he kind of proved me wrong today when it went and scored.
I mean, that's exactly what you need as well when Souček just gets sent off, which, by the way, you know, was pretty much a knee-high challenge with his studs. He's got to go. He didn't complain as well, Souček, so it was a definite red card. Within a minute, Romero's floating that pass beautifully over the top of the West Ham back line, and Bergwijn running onto it. You're thinking, is he going to take it down? How's he going to do? What's he going to do? And stretching, somehow jumps and just beautifully lobs his header over the goalkeeper, just
Deft
delightfully,
touch,
so
yeah.
deft. And somehow that was his first Premier League goal. And, it's hard to think about it, considering the quality of the goal that he scored. And wonderful, wonderful finish. Obviously, at 2-0 and they're down to 10 men, the game was completely finished. And I think you saw that. I mean, we made it 3 pretty quickly after, and then it became a bit of a kind of a friendly kind of feel at that point. But yeah, just talking about Bergval's goal. I mean, if I was saying in the commentary, it had shades of Van Persie against Spain in the World Cup. It was just delightful how he managed to head it in the way he did.
Yeah, 100%. And Romero, oh my God, he's just world class when he's like that. Like, he is our single ball progressor. Like, he can do it all on his own. He's like, oh, if my midfielders won't come and collect the ball off me, if my midfielders can't pass, I will just, play a hero ball that crosses out all their midfield and goes all the way through to our attackers. Like, he was so great today. Not just in his duels, but his passing was immense. I've just put in one of my group chats that he's the best ball playing centre back in the league. I actually think that there aren't many centre backs that hit passes like that consistently. He did it about 4 or 5 times in this game. Do you know what I mean?
It was brilliant, and some of those passes in between the lines. There was even in the first half when we were struggling, there were times where he's hitting these beautiful passes into midfield, but we don't make the most of them. We kind of receive the ball in a good area and then play it backwards, or don't get it on the half turn and exploit the space that those passes are designed to do. And obviously in the second half was a bit different, and obviously the assist. We've seen like Toby do that a few times. I remember setting up Dele Alli, but it was just a beautiful lofted pass over the top, from the halfway line as well. The way it floated over the defence and the way Bergval finished it, one of them will probably be up for goal of the month, probably, that finished. It's a beautiful, beautiful goal. Exactly what we needed. And then obviously we wrapped up. I don't even when it was, 20 minutes to go, 25 minutes to go. Bergval again. Credit to him, picks the ball up in the box. He's got a few players on him, somehow wriggles out of it in a tight situation, but falls to Van de Ven, and he finishes it like a seasoned striker. Lovely on his right foot, just curls it into the corner, and then 3-0, the game really is done. And a stream of West Ham fans start exiting the London Stadium at that point. And so at that point, game was well and truly done. I guess a few talking points. Tell got his opportunity today. I don't want to harbour on the negative, but we can't really say he took it, can we?
No, but I know I'm like champion of the Tell Defender Club, but he's not playing in the position he should be playing for me. He cannot play as a lone striker. So yes, he didn't take his chance. The thing with him as well is when I watch him, you can see he's trying. He doesn't look like one of those players that's like lazy or something like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's a shame. But yeah, he has to be played from the left, I think, or with another striker around him, because he can't. He's not going to win duels against Premier League centre backs like aerials and stuff like that. It's just not going to happen. He had one flick on today.
And Andre makes a good point. After about 20 minutes, he was clearly struggling with something, wasn't he? He did soldier on, but he was he seemed to have some sort of injury. First look at Xavi Simons. Got an assist from the corner, really good corner, by the way. And as much as I'm looking at it again, I mean, he's horrific defending from West Ham.
Bergval's done well to kind of
Bergval blocks off was Diouf, it looks like. Great assist for Simons on his debut. What were your early impressions of him playing off the left-hand side?
So, look, this wasn't like some world-class, world-beater debut or something like that. There were some nice moments, like that moment. What I noticed is I think he'll be really good for us on transition. Like there was that moment where he just brought the ball down out of the air and nutmegged someone, wasn't it? And I think he played the ball through to Tell, and it didn't work out in the end. But he decent, nothing to shout home about, I would say. But again, I think this is because he should be playing in the middle.
Yeah, and that's where a lot of his best work came, I felt.
Yeah, exactly. He kept coming inside. And you know that moment in the first half where he passed to where he should be? Like, because you know he was playing on the left, and he passed it out to the left and there's no one there because he should be there. But I'm excited, and I am confident Frank will get it right, get the right balance.
I think it was a bright debut. I think there's enough in there for Tottenham fans to watch and be excited about what we're seeing.
Yeah.
I think definitely, I don't think he's a left winger. I think, look, he can do a job out there, and I think today he wasn't like awful out there. It's just you could see he wants to be in those central areas. He wants to be linking with other players.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to be isolated out wide and asked to dribble past players and basically just committing his fullback all the time. He wants to be the link player. He wants to be the player that players play through. Exactly. And obviously that wasn't the case today, but I think there were definitely bright sparks, and the corner he took was really good, and it was a really nice assist. And yeah, I think in future, hopefully we start getting in the right areas. And I think for a debut, it was decent. It wasn't anything special. We didn't set the world alight, but I think there's enough from what we saw for fans to get excited about what he could bring to us. And God, he's still only 22 as well. It's crazy how young he is, but the guy has quality. Nutmegged Paquetá as well at one point, which was lovely to see. And another player I want to talk about is Bergvall, because he got a goal and assist today. And I know we talked about his goal at length, but he's almost a player people have forgotten about how good he is, because people obviously, last season he did win our Young Player of the Year last season, which is mad to think about. But because he's been injured since late April, he was a fixture of our team last year ever since he broke in December. And this season, he's maybe struggled to get back fully from that injury, and at the moment he's been out of the team with
pre-season.
Didn't have a great pre-season, and he's been out of the team with Paulinho coming in, Bentancur and Sarr been filling in that positions. But I think today hopefully was a timely reminder what a talent we have, because he's a wonderful player. Still only 19. Thankfully today got his first Premier League goal. And when talking about our midfield, people rarely put Bergvall as our first choice, but he's clearly reminded everyone today, look, I'm here, and I was your first choice last season, and that I should still be considered that.
Yeah, and for me, he would be my first choice. Like, I don't mind who plays between Paulinho or Bentancur or whatever, but I think for most of the games this season, so where we're going to be against teams that we expect to finish below us, I would start Bergvall. Against the big teams, I probably wouldn't, but we need someone like Bergvall who can help us build, who has a bit of guile on the ball. Like, it wasn't just his goal and assist today. He had a few moments where he just did those like quick turns. Do you know what I mean? In midfield, and just that split second sending them the wrong way opens up so much space in front of him. Which is
interesting, because if you hear, I don't know if you saw some of Frank's interview pre-game, but he was talking about players taking responsibility. He said sometimes, you can have tactics and whatever you like, but sometimes players just got to do something a bit out off the cuff, off the blue, and that opens up the space. You can't. Yes, there's tactics like you play here and here, but when it comes to Bergvall doing little twists and stuff, that's not like a formation thing. That's just him taking responsibility and opening up the space and using his quality to do that. And that's something we didn't do last week. And obviously, when you have Bergvall who has that quality, that can change the pictures on the pitch, can't it? You're not all these players in front of you all the time. You beat a player, all of a sudden it opens up different 100%. Pictures.
Yeah, and that is my criticism of Frank, though, is like, yes, you're saying we didn't do that last week, but you didn't have the players on the pitch to do that last week. Do you know what I mean? So you can't expect Paulinho, Sarr and Bentancur to be that kind of creative player or that sort of player. Do you know what I mean?
And for all the talk of, how's Kudus going to fare on his return to the London Stadium within, intense atmosphere, they were booing him with every touch of the ball, and don't remember too many really strong challenges on him, but I remember there was obviously one that was celebrated like a goal in the first half, which from Gio was so funny. How do you think he did fare? Like, in general, do you think he reacted to the kind of reception well, he thrived in it?
Yeah, he didn't seem to be in over his head or anything. There was no reactions to anything. He seemed totally calm to me. And he played well, I think. I think he is unlucky not to get something, like either a goal or an assist. He
tried, didn't he, near the end? He did try.
He was trying a bit too much near the end.
And I think that also shows in his character, he was desperate to get a goal at the London Stadium as well, given all the stick he was getting. So I think that goes to show a bit of his kind of character. He definitely didn't hide away. He didn't buckle under kind of what was a very hostile atmosphere. I do think part of me was was he too desperate to try and get a goal at points? You know what I mean? Was it affecting him in that way? A bit too much the other way? You know what I mean? He was
didn't mind
so
that
desperate.
Up,
I didn't mind it 3-0 up.
3-0 up, that's all right.
But look, I think I agree with you. It was a pretty good display. Clean sheet, 3 goals. just to touch on, Frank himself, you're saying there was things that you're questioning off the back of what was a terrible performance against Bournemouth. We wanted a reaction.
Yeah.
Would you say we got that today? Was it just a case of the game falling in our lap, or did you see things differently to what we were doing against Bournemouth?
The players, I'm trying to find the positives here because we've won 3-0. I don't want to say
It's hard not to. Yeah, you can't be positive. Come on.
The players definitely seemed more up for it. We had more technical quality on the field, so I'll give that to Frank. Even if I complain about Xavi being outside and out on the left and all that, we had a lot of the players on the field that I wanted, and this will be great for our confidence. I think it's a great result, and Frank definitely learned something, but I just want to see a little bit more build through the middle next time. That's all it is.
Yeah, I see some people on. So obviously, everyone's delighted with the win, and I'm delighted with the win, and I'm delighted. I think that we played well. I'm not saying here, especially second half, like it was a good performance, but it still feels like most of our chances are being created by set pieces.
Yeah, set pieces. Yeah.
And like obviously when they went down to 10 men as well. Look, there's a world class goal.
Romero has cut the pitch open.
Because I think even the second goal, obviously a third goal, Van der Ven was up from a set piece, right?
Yeah.
The second goal, beautiful moment, but it wasn't like we were able to. Look, we opened them up due to a brilliant ball from Arian and a brilliant finish from Bergvall. Still struggling to kind of play through teams and open them up in and around the penalty area, even when we got players like Simmons and Bergvall there.
Because they're not in the right positions for me.
So still a few concerns, like West Ham, let's be honest. They played all right for the first 45 minutes, but they were pretty poor, like in terms of what they offered going forward. Like, and they had Paquetá up front and Bowen off the right, and was a bit disjointed, I felt, and didn't really threaten too much. You didn't have to worry about them. I thought, Diouf was giving us some trouble first half, but second half not really. I guess it's hard to really judge because once I went down to 10 men, the game was over.
Yeah,
like it was 10 men and 2-0 within a minute.
Exactly.
So once that happens, it's like the game's dead. And so it's hard to like judge a game off the back of we were struggling for much of it. Then we win the game within a 1 minute spell essentially, because even at 1-0. They still had Bowen had that shot from the edge of the box just after we scored, didn't it? Or was it Paquetá? Like just after we scored, like Vicario had to make a save. Remember? So like they were still like in the game at 1-0. But then as soon as it goes 10 men and 2-0, the game's dead. So like it's hard to judge the game on that merit.
I'm not gonna.
You can't really say like we're back.
Winning
we're back.
the league. Yeah.
You can't say we're back now. Like just off the back, because I wouldn't say that performance was like stellar.
No, definitely.
I think 3-0 probably flattered us. I think it's fair to say.
Well, if you look at the XG, what was it like? We were 3-0 up and it was 0.5 XG. We've probably got more XG now.
Yeah, so I think if you're being a bit realistic of what we saw today, and as much as I'm delighted and like put West Ham in their place, and one of the London Stadium for the first time since 2019, I can't sit here and say we were stellar or like it was like scintillating. It was 1.2 XG, 0.6 for West Ham. Look, we deserve to win. We're the better
100%,
side,
100%.
and it was going away to West Ham. In any we haven't won there for 6 years, so clearly it's not easy for us to do that. So you can't take it for granted. But I can't sit here and say we were phenomenal or like it was like the most scintillating display. We just basically used the tools that are in our disposal in terms of set pieces, which is good. It just means when you're not playing well, essentially, you still got an opportunity to score. I guess it's kind of what Arsenal do, even when they're not playing well.
Yeah.
They can still find those moments because they're good at set pieces. And that's kind of, what we have been doing a lot of the time, what we did today. So great, delighted.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Up to second in the league, only just behind Arsenal at the moment.
Nice.
Chelsea go top, I think, if they win, but we'll see. We'll have to wait and see how they do. So fantastic to get the 3 points and move on from it. Still a lot to improve on, I guess, is the point. Champions League on Tuesday. I think also a very big positive is we were able to rotate the squad.
Brilliant rotation.
And get a convincing 3-0 win out of it.
Yeah. A lot of players like that I expect to come in. So like Bentancur, Richie or Muwani. There's lots of rotation there. We could start Udogie on Tuesday. We can. There's definitely.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see because I do think part of this decision, the lineup today was with Tuesday in part in thought. Sorry, so it's going to be interesting to see who comes in, who doesn't, who keeps their place, and who was being kept on ice for Tuesday, and all that kind of stuff. So look, brilliant win, 3-0 at the London Stadium, but it's now your chance to have your say in the fan show. Clicking the link is in the chat at the moment if you want to come on and give your opinion on what we saw today. Quick man, who was your man of the match? Just quickly touch on it. Romero, I'll give it Romero as well. Nice. Let me quickly touch on some super chats that have been put in the chat, and then we'll get on to some callers. First super chat is from Moose City. He says, Xavi down the middle and getting a better understanding with players about to be insanely good. Yeah. Some of the passes that just didn't come off were so good. Absolutely. I think there's, as I say, it wasn't like the greatest debut I've ever seen, but like there's enough in there to be very excited. And look, he's off the mark with an assist, and that's going to boost his confidence as well, getting an assist on your debut. Feng1 says, West Ham have been embarrassing. Nothing going right for them. Great win for Spurs. Could have scored more, but saved some face for the West Ham fans. The fans deserve better than what they are seeing. Yeah, it's a bit of a difficult one to judge as a, I'm not going to say they were great. They were poor for large parts, but first half they were, are equal, I think it's fair to say. And second half, the game kind of just got killed within a minute. It was like...
I would actually say, yes, they had the better chance, but I think we, especially near the end of the first half...
That's true, we were starting to dominate.
But what I will say
and we had that goal ruled out as well.
Oh, yeah. But that Forest win... Or that loss for Forest against West Ham looks so bad now. After it's sandwiched in between Chelsea and us.
True.
Just destroying them.
And so they've been beaten 3-0 against Sunderland, 5-1 against Chelsea, and 3-0 against us now. So been taking some batterings already in 3 out of 4 games.
So Arsenal, you only beat Forest, and they couldn't even beat West Ham.
Exactly. Arian, who was on the panel show, big up to him. He says, Tim, what did I tell you guys? What a performance. He predicted 4-0. So he was only one off. He was close. And Jory says, great show, guys. Josh spitting deep footy knowledge. Here's me thinking he was just there for his world-class laugh. Big up.
Thanks, Joracle.
Big up to the Joracle. And Andrew Weisenberger says, $4.99 from Andrew Weisenberger. Big up. We can see that. You don't have to type it in the chat as well. But big up to you. Says, lemon character and baby lemon jumping in the air to do a high five.
What?
Oh, is that a sticker that's supposed to be... I don't know why you've typed it. Is that what I'm supposed to be looking at? I don't know. I think that's a sticker that you sometimes can...
right,
but he's typed it instead of just giving the sticker.
He's described it.
He described the sticker. And he's described his own money super chat. So we're very much in the third person here from Andrew Rosenberger.
Maybe he's got a bot that he asks to do things.
Oh, okay. This could be AI. Are you AI, Andrew? Yeah. We've been saying AI paying us right now.
Yeah.
So big up to Andrew Rosenberger. All right, let's start getting some fans on. And let's get Brian Dagel. Come on. Big up, Brian Dagel.
Come on, Brian.
How are you feeling, Brian? It's been...
I am feeling wonderful, people. I hope you both are. I hope everyone in the chat is. Absolutely beautiful stuff. Beautiful, beautiful.
How do you describe that game, Brian? Because we won 3-0. Brilliant result, for sure. Would you say it was a brilliant performance?
Right, so I'm going to have quite a bit to say about Frank and his coaching staff right now, then we'll get on to the game.
Okay.
Thomas Frank, like I said, when I was saying that I wanted him in, the reason I wanted him in was tactical changing, bringing different formations, bringing squad rotation and using the squad correctly.
Yeah.
And also keeping us guessing as much as he was keeping the opposition guessing. See, when we were doing it, you and I were discussing a back 5 or a back 4. Well, we didn't even think of 4-3-3. And he threw that in. You look at that midfield and we're talking about rotation. We said we wanted Paulinho in there, but I didn't see a Bergvall Sarr for 2 coming in a London derby. Simmons left, Tell up front, using the squad wisely. And what I don't get is, I'm hearing a lot of people going, oh, well, we look like we can only score at set pieces. Well, last season we were saying we're just at set pieces. Why can't we be better at them? And then when we had Conte and we had Vio or whatever his name was, and oh my God, we're amazing at set pieces now.
Yeah.
But now Thomas Frank's doing it. It's like, well, we can only score. It's ridiculous.
Well, here's the point,
Those
Brian.
I'm
not, just to defend that
those
point.
Those corners. Well,
yeah, go on.
Mate, what I'm saying, our corners in the first half, they are on the money. They are on them. They are so. We are such a force at set pieces now, and everyone goes on about how good Arsenal look at set pieces and scoring from them. But now we're scoring from them. It's just, well, we look like we can only score at set pieces. I think Frank and his coaching staff, yet again, need huge praise. That's 4 games, 3 clean sheets, 8 goals for, 1 against. I think we kept 6 clean sheets all last season. We're halfway there, and we're only at the beginning of September.
Wow, yeah.
Or mid-September. So let's give some credit where it's due to the. I'm not just saying to use him, and I mean the Spurs fan base, because 3 wins out of 4. Obviously, the Bournemouth game was underwhelming. Came back after an international break, completely flipped the team ready for Champions League, and a convincing 3-0 win.
Who were the standout players for you today? Who really impressed?
Mate, I think Romero was fantastic. I think Van der Ven defensively, we saw he was using his pace a fair bit today. Paulinho, like I said, mate, and I stand by it, I am convinced that when he was born, the first thing he did when he came out of the womb was sliding tackle the midwife. And then, mate, literally, I think Kudus was fantastic. If only he'd scored that goal at the end. And my man of the match, in all honesty, was Lucas Bergvall.
Has to be.
A goal assist, and I mean, that header was a fantastic header. I mean, he had to loop it over the goalkeeper, no pace on the ball. I just think it was a great performance, and Frank has shown he can mix his squad up and never, ever doubt Thomas Frank.
What were your early impressions of Xavi Simons making his debut today? What did you think?
So, Joe, there was a couple of times you could see that's what we saw on the left, that he grew into the game. I think we're going to see a lot more from him when he's playing in the centre, when we have got a left winger playing there. He grew into the game. There's some lovely touches and some lovely passing. Obviously, got the assist for the first goal. Like you said, Simi, it wasn't like a Van der Vaart debut, was it? When he came in, did what he did against Villa and everything. But you know what? We had some creativity. We had an outlet, and you could see that he wants to bring the ball forward. He's looking for an open man, and you know what? Fair play to him.
Yeah.
I just want to touch on the point you're making about the set pieces, because the point I think people like it's not a bad thing that we're good at set pieces, but you don't want to be too reliant on them, I guess, is the point. But I guess, look, I understand. I guess I can already hear the rebuttal being it's only been 4 games, and if you got to rely on set pieces at that point, then so be it. And until you getting everything right, like in open play, then it's fair to rely on set pieces. But do you not at least look at how we play in open play in terms of our lack of ability to open teams up from that aspect and think that does need to be improved?
Well, at the moment, like Frank said, he doesn't know what his best 11 is. Still, by the looks of it, he doesn't know what his best formation is. Playing different players, obviously, you and me, when we were doing the predicted 11, said there's going to be some changes because he needs to get ready for the Champions League. And he made those changes, so he'll get there, and the football will get better. But I think he's just seeing what his team can do right now. And you've got to remember, there were some parts in that second half where some of the football was great. Yes, West Ham were down to 10 men, but I think once it was 3-0, we were just passing the ball around for fun and conserving energy.
Yeah.
Job done. I mean, Joe, if someone had said to me, win a game like this 3-0, or play really exciting football and then just win 1-0, and you don't know when that goal's coming, give me the 3-0 wins like this every single day of the week.
I will also say that, because I've been a big person in the camp of, we need to get better at build-up. I'm not seeing us move the ball up the pitch and all that. But some of the points you just made there about, we've conceded 1 goal. Frank was probably always going to come in and value solidity more than that, and try and get us to fix up defensively, and then just win by any margins that we can, kind of thing. So as long as it comes eventually, because my thing is, I love us being great at set pieces. I don't care if we win every game by set pieces, but do you know how many more set pieces we will get if we can progress the ball up the pitch through the middle? We will get so many more set pieces and score so many more set piece goals. So that's my main issue, is that our 2 midfielders today can't really pass very well. Brian. Like they like Paulinho, or they're not progressive passers. So Paulinho and Sarr, neither of them are like passers. Like, so I wanted at least Xavi in there to help with that. But look, I'm not going to complain or anything. I think it was a brilliant 3-0 win, and I think we should definitely be happy with what Frank has done so far. He's organised us brilliantly. Do you know what I mean?
You know what I love as well, Josh, as well? Did you see, like, when the goal was disallowed, or they're constantly looking at the iPads, they're constly looking and seeing what's going on. They are so heavily focused, not just for that goal, they are so heavily focused on every minor detail that's going on that pitch and trying to fix it. And that, listen, it will come. You've got to remember, with Brentford, when he was there last season, they were scoring goals non-stop at the beginning, weren't they? They were scoring early all the time. They're fast out the blocks. But like we said, right now, if someone has said to you, Manchester City, West Ham away, Burnley at home, and if someone has said to you 9 points and only conceded 1 goal,
I would have beaten your
true.
hand
everyone
off
would
for
have,
that.
everyone would have beat your hand off for
if
it.
it was like City we lost to and not Bournemouth, essentially, you flip those results. Everyone's saying it's like a near perfect start to the season.
Yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, we now go on to the Champions League, obviously.
Yeah.
And I think he's made the right subs. There'll be changes that will be made for that game. Hopefully, Mawani will get his start, or at least an appearance there.
Yeah.
I thought it was smart taking Van der Ven off near the end to save his hamstrings. We don't need him.
Yeah.
There's just a lot to look forward to right now. And obviously, like we said, it's 3 points, it's 3 goals. Like you said just before I came on, Sim, we haven't been in West Ham away since Mourinho.
Yeah,
It's a ground we haven't been able to get a win. We've done it. There's so many things to be positive.
Banana skin this game, like, and we've just won it comfortably. So yeah, I totally agree. And you've cheered me up a lot, Brian. Even though I was already positive, I just like
only Pesci can say you've cheered me up after a 3-0 win away at West Ham.
Hey, like I said, I've got the manager in, the chairman out.
Yeah.
This is like Christmas and Hanukkah and everything. Mate, life is great for me.
Yeah,
this
we
is
didn't touch
happy,
on that.
cheerful.
This is the first
People
game
are going to be wanting negative toxic buyback because I am going to be positive on steroids, mate, because I am fucking over the moon and delighted.
We didn't mention this is the first game of the Levy-less era, isn't it? And it's got off to a what a start.
And
what a
long may it
bloody start
continue.
it is. And it's going to be interesting as well, Brian, just touching on some of the decisions Frank has to make going forward. I know he's going to rotate, but, you know, Bergvall putting in the performance he did today, Sarr scoring his goal. We know how important Paulinho is to the team. You got Bentancur there as well. Gray didn't even make the squad today. Like, with Bergvall's performance today, has he got to start Tuesday now?
Do you know what? The way you got to look at it now, this is what Frank's got to start looking at.
Yeah.
Maybe he uses him for Brighton. Maybe he puts him. I mean, look at that.
Brighton
With what you were
next.
just saying,
Away.
doesn't start now. Look at the players we had on the bench to come on. When you say Bentancur and Mawani didn't get even on the pitch,
yes,
I mean that's the depth we've got right now.
I'm
If
saying
people
Gray,
could stay
Gray
fit-
didn't even get in the squad.
Gray didn't even get in
Exactly.
the
I mean,
squad.
this is it. We wanted the first teamers to come in, that walk in, they did, which makes your bench stronger. And now he can say, do you know what, Bergvall, I may need you for the Brighton game,
Yeah.
so I'm going to rest you, and I'm going to bring Bentancur back in. I mean, and as for Sartor, Thomas Frank, I mean, if you want to see what Thomas Frank can do to people, just look what he's done to him.
Oh, Sarr, I just love him so much. You know, he might be my favourite player at the moment. Like he's
He's been
works-
incredible.
Yeah, he works so hard, and he's a goal threat as well. Like, do you know what I mean? He's just
Yeah, I think in every game now, apart from the Bournemouth game, he got an assist against Burnley.
Yeah.
He pretty much created both those goals against City.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
today he's
yeah.
got another goal. So
Well,
like,
you look at it. If someone had said if someone had asked every Spurs fan before the season started, who's going to be the most improved player at Tottenham under Frank to begin with, I don't think a lot of people would have said Sartor.
yeah, you say that, Brian. You say that. You look at my pre-season predictions.
You said Sarr.
I said Sarr to be most
Oh,
Of
improved.
course,
Tell.
Simi
No, I
in the
said-
article.
You
Simi-
said Tell.
I said Tell to the young player of the year.
Oh, okay. Good luck with
Do
that.
you know what?
And I had
Do you know
Richarlison
what?
goal scorer.
Even for
Really?
just a quick one, Sim and Josh, on Matisse, whether he had a good game or not, that's whatever you want to make of it. But do you remember Gareth Bale couldn't be on a winning side
Yeah.
for ages? Then he came on. Maybe this is what he needs for his confidence. Obviously,
what-
continued on when he looked like he got injured. He's got Kudus and Simmons next to him. Paulinho and whoever's going to be playing in midfield behind him. I'm giving Tell a chance. It's a completely different Tottenham Hotspur team, and there's genuine quality around him.
Yeah.
Absolutely
Definitely.
right. All right, Brian, brilliant day, brilliant weekend so far for Spurs. Up to second now in the league as the time recording, with Chelsea currently playing against Brentford. But what a brilliant day, eh, Brian? You said Man Bergvall, you gave it. So look, brilliant. Thanks for coming on, mate. It's always great to speak to you.
Always a pleasure, brother. Do you need me tomorrow, Sim?
Yes, please, if possible.
Cool. Just give me a call on your way home.
We'll do, bro.
All right, see you later on, boys, and everyone in the chat.
Later, mate.
Thomas, Frank.
Thomas, Frank. A very happy Brian Dagel there. He's absolutely delighted. Yeah, just watch. We've got the Chelsea game on at the moment.
Yeah.
4 minutes in, still 0-0. Brentford playing in a different kind of formation. We'll see if they can maybe spring a surprise. Kind of looks like a 3-5-2. They're playing with Sade and Thiago up front. Let's see. Maybe they can spring a surprise and stop them going above us. That'd be nice. All right, let's get someone who predicted it'll be this easy in this game. Let's get Arian on. Big up, Arian. Cheers for calling in, mate. Nice to see you.
It's so nice to see you guys as well. It's such a great day. What a phenomenal morning. What a phenomenal morning. And honestly, it should have been more. It should have been more, because I think if we get that first goal that we absolutely should have got earlier, it could have been like even more than 4. Because we kind of said this. That first goal is going to be what makes them crumple. And if they crumpled in the first half like that, it'd be 5-0, 6-0. I'll take 3. It's okay.
How do you assess the performance though? Because it's a weird game to kind of assess, because first half was a bit of a struggle, and then in the second half it's kind of like the game was done within a minute. A red card and 2-0. It's kind of the game's done.
I don't really agree that the first half was a struggle. I think the first 10 minutes was really the struggle, maybe even for 15-ish. But I was very positive about the game after the first 10 minutes, because they did look pretty dangerous in a little bit with Fernandez. I think he looked really bright in the beginning. Somerville had some really good moments. Bowen, I know he had a couple looks at the goal, but I think after the first little flurry,
Sorry, we would.
Oh no, he's crashed. Is he crazy?
I feel like when Spence really started upping his game. You guys hear me still?
So I know your picture's just frozen.
Yeah, picture's frozen, and then
I can hear you. We can hear you, but your picture's frozen.
You guys can hear me, right?
Oh, there you go. You're back. You're back.
That's fine, I guess. All right, lovely. So I was gonna say, I think Spence really kind of picked it up, and then when he did that, the entire West Ham attack was just completely gone. And then every now and again, Van Dijk would have to sweep in. And I think the whole performance from the first half to the second, at that point, it was just all Tottenham. And then we scored that goal, obviously, and then they got disallowed for no reason. And then, second half, we come in and take it. And I know some people are saying, oh, we didn't really progress the ball well in open play. And I think it's just kind of what the game requires. I think that's kind of what Brian was talking about. We are so multifaceted right now under Thomas Frank that this game, right? I think part of the reason that we haven't been able to get a result at West Ham is because in a game this cagey, we haven't been able to convert those set pieces. I don't think it's a case of we're only good at set pieces. I think now we have that in our locker and we didn't before. But in a game like this where it's going to be so physical, so cagey, so spicy, we're going to need to kind of have these set plays where it's like a football game. So I think it's a positive. And against a team like Burnley, we didn't score a single set piece. We dismantled them 3-0. So I think it's just what the game calls for. I'm not saying that we could have not we can't be better in open play. I do think we progressed the ball very well, and I think that's why we ended up getting 11 corners. Like as you were mentioning, how many more corners? We got 11 corners. How many more do you want? So
good point, Josh. Are you saying we should have got more?
No, but I'm just saying the way we progress the ball. And I'm one of those kind of naysayers. We can only do it through Romero. Doing hero balls. Neither of our midfielders.
I mean, is that really how many times did Spence and Bergvall overlap? I don't really agree with you at all there. And Simmons as well.
Well, how many times did our midfielders make a pass through a progressive pass, as in Sarr and Paulinho? That's what I'm talking about. Like
But that wasn't
we
the
did,
game plan. If it was the game plan, then we wouldn't have played that midfield. Like, you can say that,
and that's
but, like,
fine.
that wasn't
That's
what we were
fine,
trying to
and
do,
that's
right?
why I said I'm happy with it. But I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, I want to be able to have that in our locker going forward as well. That's all I'm
I
saying.
think we
you
do
know?
have it in our locker. I think, again, given the circumstances this season, we haven't been able to really see it because Simmons just came in, and we don't have Madison, we don't have Kulusevski, and I think given everything, to be able to approach this game the way we did and dismantle them the way we did is phenomenal. We could have scored several open play goals. I mean, even probably most of our chances of play came when it was already 3-0 and they had 10 men. So I get that part of it, but like I have no worries about this team at the moment. And I think it's only going to get better. I think the fact that it's only 4 games into the Frank era, he said it's going to take months and months to really progress. I think we look really good, man. I think like to pick apart anything. I'm not like calling you out. I think just to say anything negative about this game is just you're looking for it. I think
They
3-0
call
away
me
at West
Pessy for a
Ham
reason, Arian.
in
They call me
a
Pessy.
in an atmosphere like this, in a game like this where we've struggled we haven't won in 5 years,
Yeah.
and to go do that, completely tear them apart. I think that's what can you say besides wow.
Yeah, I totally agree that like this is like the 4th game. Like, do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. So it's hard
brilliant.
to like it's true, and I've seen people like tacticos on Twitter, and they've been analysing our performances and stuff. They're saying like, oh, our pressing's not there and this and that. It's like, well, they're saying like our pressing's not coordinated and these kind of things. I'm like, well, it's only the 4th game, You've got to give him a chance to really get his tactics ingrained into this team. Arian, tell me about first impressions of Xavi Simons.
I was very happy. I told you guys that I had a sneaky feeling you put him on the left.
That was you who said it. Yeah, I was wondering. I was trying to remember who said it. Yeah.
And I think part of it is because like what the game called for, and B, like he is kind of that maverick player where you putting someone in the 10, you're giving him a lot of responsibility. They're kind of the identity of the team, they're the face of the team, and Simmons just came in. I think you kind of a lot to ask of a player to put him in there without a preseason, and we were pretty lucky, I would say, that Wan-Bissaka was injured for this game, and he had Kyle Walker-Peters to run out, who actually did a pretty good job, but Simmons did very well. I think people were kind of calling for him to go in, and I know he drifts in kind of inwards because that's his instinct, but the fact that we had that outlet on the left, I think that's exactly the thing we were missing against Bournemouth, where they had nothing to worry about with Brennan Johnson on that side, but this time with Simmons, they have, then it'll stretch that back line, and we saw that. So I think him down left was actually the right call, and Bergvall in the middle being given the freedom, I think he didn't disappoint at all. So it's not like we missed anything from that position either. So I think I think Frank absolutely nailed it in here. And there's more to see from Simmons, but getting an assist on debut, albeit from a set piece, out of position, I think, in a game like this, London Derby, heated London Derby, your first game in the Premier League, he didn't look scared, he didn't look out of place, he didn't look like he was going to have any trouble adapting to the Premier League. I didn't see many negatives. he maybe could have made a better impact, but he was trying things. He was doing a lot of things that we've seen players do on debut. Maybe they're scared, they're in the shell, they need time, as opposed to someone like Matthijs Tel, who's not that much younger than him. There's levels, and I think he really, really showed us some positives.
Yeah, 100%. And I obviously got an assist as well, didn't he? On which is a brilliant start for him. Talk to me about Bergvall, because I feel like Bergvall, for a lot of discussions this season, seems to be a bit of the forgotten man when it comes to how we talk about this team and how we should be playing and where it could go. Because every time I see people talk about our midfield, no one seems to remember how good of a player Bergvall is. And so it was a nice, timely reminder, wasn't it, of what quality we got there.
Yeah, I think because we just have so many, we have an embarrassment of riches in midfield, we really do. We have Palhinha, Bentancur, Sarr, Bergvall, and even though they're injured, Madison, Kulusevski, Simmons, we've got...
And Gray didn't make the squad today,
we've got a very, very strong midfield. That should not go under us. And the fact that Bergvall, he goes underappreciated. Everybody in the squad's getting underappreciated. Bentancur, in pretty much every other, 17 of the Premier League teams, I think he's a key player or a very important part of the squad. And he didn't get any minutes today. And I'm not saying he's not an important part of the squad in this team either. I'm saying generally he's a very high quality player, and he gets no minutes today. And that's not something we're used to at Tottenham. These players are we have our first 11, and then we have our bench that is normally just riddled with, fringe players and players who wouldn't even get any time at any other big club. But that's changing at Tottenham, and so many of our midfield, and Bergvall today kind of shows. How old is he again? 19? Younger than me. And he's unbelievable. A goal and an assist, an unbelievable goal.
Insane.
Little bit of unbelievable assist, but still a very good performance. And there was that one moment in midfield where he like put some West Ham player on the ground, in like this turn in a very tight space. I don't know who it was that he just put on the ground, but you were saying, as a player, like sometimes the players have a responsibility to just open up the game, and I think every time Bergvall has the ball, just the way he like turns his body or finds some kind of way to just change the picture and see a side of the field that he has no right to even be looking at, that gave us so much today, because West Ham, that's how we were able to progress the ball so well, because every time we gave it to him, we were able to open him or Kudus. I think Kudus also was fantastic today. Every time they got the ball, they'd just be able to switch it to the other side, run into the space, and then we get something to get a corner or a set piece or a foul. And I mean, this guy is unbelievable. I think he's definitely going to be in for another young player this season. And
talking about Kudus, how do you felt he dealt with the hostile reception he got?
I think he played worse when it went away. I think as soon as the West Ham fans started leaving the stadium, I think maybe he started dipping a little. If anything, it didn't affect him negatively at all. And you could see he wanted that goal. I think if anything, he wanted the goal to bring the hostility back. Yeah. He was phenomenal. And I kind of want to mention a different player that no one will ever. I think. Not like he had a stellar standout performance today, but I just want to shout out this player because of how little we actually have to talk about him, and it's Vicario. I think Vicario needs, just because of maybe what happened early on with the set pieces, and I know people were questioning him on the corners, to have a keeper like Vicario, like I have no worries about Vicario, and I just want to like highlight that because I love this guy. People don't talk about him. I think people don't talk about him enough, and I think people don't realize how amazing it is to have a keeper you don't need to talk about.
Did you see that?
This guy.
He nearly fumbled it. That was a close goal.
Thinking Arian's like, I have no worries about this guy.
No, I don't, because I know what you're talking about. You're talking about the Bowen shot where he hit him in the
face. When he just hit it into his own face.
But like, here's the thing: another keeper lets that go in. Like, it looks ugly. But like so many other keepers, not so many, but like Onana, for example. I know I'm using the worst of the worst here as an example, but like that's exactly the kind of goal that people will be talking about. Oh my god, I can't believe it let that go in. Like, and Lloris would let that in. How many times have we seen a stupid goal from Lloris like that? So true. It looks ugly, and maybe he should be doing better. But this guy, having him in goal, gives me such, in terms of shot stopping alone, and I think even on the ball today was fantastic. But just having a keeper like that you don't need to talk about, you don't need to worry about. He's not making headlines, and the fact that he's a successor to our captain and a World Cup winner, and we don't have any. I just want to highlight how much I appreciate this guy as well, because I think it's important to highlight that this guy is a great.
Did you just say he's a captain and a World Cup winner?
No, I'm saying to come after Lloris, who was our captain.
Okay, sorry, that really, I was thinking of you switched him with Romero.
No.
Just a quick one on Frank. After what was a horrible display against Bournemouth, he said before the game he's watched it back and he's learned stuff from the game. And do you think today was evidence of lessons learned from that game?
I don't think there could be any more evidence from lessons learned from that game. I think you have probably a more difficult but similar kind of game, similar kind of team, even though I think West Ham have obviously been way worse than Bournemouth, but in terms of stature of the game, similar. And completely just takes the accountability, and we see a completely different. Nobody expected that lineup, and it was perfect. I mean, what else can you say? This guy keeps everybody on their toes, drops a lineup none of us expected to see, dismantles West Ham, first away win in the London Stadium in 5 years. What else? What else do you need?
All right, Arian. Appreciate you calling, mate. Thanks for giving your opinion on. And look, you said it was going to be that easy, so maybe we shouldn't be so shocked.
Absolutely, I was shocked. That is exactly as I expected. And as always, come on, you Spurs!
Come on, big up Arian. I always love Arian's calls. Always the best. Yeah. Let's keep going. Let's get Nate on. Canadian dose of Spurs. Let's get him on.
Come on, Nate.
What's going on, guys?
Big up
What's
to
going
you.
on?
Thanks for calling in. Oh, he's got nice audio.
Thank you so much.
Great. Nice setup. So tell me, what did you take from today's game? What did you make of the performance?
Well, I just want to start out by saying that like the biggest thing that I take from these Spurs wins is that I can have peace for the weekend. I can watch other football. I don't care about anything else. Just sit back, watch hopefully Chelsea lose, and just enjoy my peace.
Yeah.
But no, I think I don't want to be the pessimistic type, and I actually agree with Josh. Like, listen,
There you
as
go.
much as I love
Come
the
on,
performance, as much as I
He
love the
knows
performance,
ball, this
man,
one. I like this one.
let's be real. Like, there was a red card. We have to admit that.
Yeah.
And as much as obviously I'm going to celebrate a red card because it favors us, it kind of takes away from like what we could really see with this team, if that makes sense. Like we don't get to see like the true potential of this team versus like if West Ham were full strength. But yeah, I mean it's early days. It's 4 games, so like the open play stuff, I'm hoping with time it will come. And I want to touch on Xavi Simons, and I actually really agree with Arian. I think the purpose of Thomas Frank putting Xavi Simons on the left was to allow more of a threat on the left wing. Because with Bournemouth, as we saw, they just doubled up on Kudus and he was unable to create anything. Whereas putting Xavi Simons on the left-hand side gave them something more to think about. I'm willing to bet money that they prepared for Xavi Simons in the 10. So I think it shook things up for them. And it allowed us to be threatening from both sides. Even though Xavi didn't create like a whole lot from that side, it still gave them something to think about, if that makes sense. But I mean, yeah, like overall, I'm still happy with the win. Like it's West Ham, I'm gonna take a win over them any single day of the week. So, you know, I love it.
100%. I don't like this. Josh infecting people in the chat with his schools of thought, with his Pessy. Tell me about Simmons. Just you touched on it before. Just first impressions. Given it was his debut, what did you make of it?
Yeah, I mean, he beat the 007 allegations, so that's good.
In the game one, everyone was waiting for it. It's so true.
Yeah. So, but I think, I mean, yeah, let's be real. I think Xavi Simons' best position is probably the 10. And having him on the left wing was almost like the sacrificial lamb, if that makes sense. But I mean, for his debut, I mean, what more could you ask for? Like, it was a decent performance. You could see what he's trying to do. There was one point where in the first half, he was like in the middle and like he had loads of space and he put the ball like out to the left side and he was hoping for like either Spence or someone to be there, but he was like almost like, oh wait, I'm the left winger. Like I should be the left winger there.
I should be there. Yeah.
So yeah, it's kind of like, but you can kind of see like, what he's trying to do. So I think with time and cohesion, you could he's gonna gel like a lot more with the team. But I think as a left winger, I think he offered enough. I mean, more than Brendan Johnson. But that's not hard to do. But yeah, I liked his performance. I think it was good enough. He got the assist, which is amazing. Decent on set pieces. So I liked his performance as a whole.
Yeah, brilliant. Lucas Bergvall got a goal and assist as well today, and brilliant goal as well. That header was what a phenomenal goal that was.
Yeah.
Tell me about because I feel like sometimes he doesn't get enough recognition in terms of how important he was to us last season, and people forget like he was like the first name on the team sheet at times, and at the moment it seems to be this was his first start of the season, and it was a timely reminder of what an unbelievable talent he is, wasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, he was our player of this season last season, so let's not forget that. And he had the unfortunate injury, and it took him a while to get back into it. But, I mean, let's be real. Bergvall is a player of amazing talent. And I'm going to say this right now, and I'm probably going to get slack for it in the chat, but, like, I was of the belief that we were linked to Morgan Rogers. If there was ever, like, a swap deal between Bergvall and Morgan Rogers, I'm not giving up Bergvall. I'm not. Because I think that Bergvall...
I like that.
I think that Bergvall has the ceiling to become world class, whereas Morgan Rogers has the ceiling too. But I rate Bergvall highly. And Bergvall how many times have we seen James Maddison make those exact runs and come up with the goal?
Yeah.
Bergvall did exactly that. So if he can keep adding that to his locker, he's going to bag a bunch of goals for us, and it offers a lot of threat. And on that note, Romero, bro, people who say Romero is garbage, they don't watch football. I promise you. This guy, his line-breaking passes is essential to how we build up and play, especially with the fact that, like, right now, the open play stuff isn't gelling together and the midfield is not, like, really progressing it as much. Romero is essential to this. Whether it's on the ground, over the top, Romero is crucial to how we build up in the play. So...
Is it a concern for you when you talk about that we're so reliant on him in build-up, or is that just something you think would in time Frank will just get on top of?
Nah, I don't think it's a concern right now. It's early, like it's 4 games. Like at the end of the day, it's 4 games, plenty of time. I think Thomas Frank's teams are notoriously known for starting slow. So, I mean, if this is starting slow, then I'll take it any day of the week. So, I think just give it time, to be honest. and we'll kind of see how it goes. But no, I'm not really worried right now. But it's just something to keep note of, and Thomas Frank is probably looking at as well. But yeah, I'm not worried about that.
All right, Nate. Appreciate you calling in, mate.
Brilliant call.
Brilliant call. Really good insight.
Thank you guys so much.
Looking forward to you calling in again, and we'll see you soon.
Of course, as always.
Take care.
Boys and the boys, come on, you Spurs, let's go.
Come on.
you Spurs.
That was a great call. Great call.
Yeah, I know he has knowledge.
He's got. Yeah, I see. He's got knowledge, has he?
Yeah, he agreed with me, didn't he?
Nathan, he's the one with you know Nathan, my boy Nathan. Let's bring on another guy who has great knowledge. Let's get Ross on the show. Big up to you, Ross. Thanks for
Ross.
calling in.
Yep. Just got to do this. West Ham get battered. West Ham get battered. Everywhere they go.
Big up to you, Ross. Hope you're doing well, mate. You seem to be in great spirits, like a lot of Tottenham fans at the moment. How do you kind of, when you're looking back at the game, the performance overall, what would you take away from it?
I would say this is a workman-like performance. I mean, how many times of games like this have we come away with 1 point or even no points? I mean, you know, when it's not there in attack, everybody's talking about, oh, yeah, like set pieces. I mean, that's important. I mean, to be good on set pieces is for games like this. As people have said, these grudge matches, these tough games, you got to be able to do that. And like they said in the broadcast, we took 11 points out of 12 London derbies. I mean, that's awful. I mean, when I heard that, I kind of cringed a little bit. I mean, those games are so important. And you have to, you know, and to the fan base and just in general, you need to win those. And you know, we did that. And he mixed up the lineup, and you know, everybody was expecting Dobby to be in the middle. I was surprised too when I saw that lineup, but it worked out. It worked. You know, it threw them off and gave us another little dimension there.
Yeah, absolutely. And talking about Xavi, you know, he made his debut today. We got a first look of him. What were your initial kind of thoughts about his performance?
I liked it. I thought it was good. I mean, you can really see what he can do, the ability he has. And it's so important to have versatile guys like him and Koulibaly, guys that can play all along the front line. You have to have that. I mean, the depth, squad depth. I mean, we're really seeing it now. I mean, I've been crying out for that for years, and I know everybody has. And it's important. Look at your Liverpools. Look at your cities. You want to compete for cups. You want to compete in the league. You have to have those guys you can rotate. How many times over the years have we seen we play in a cup game, oh, let's rest Son and Kane, and we can't. We got to bring them on in the 50th minute because we're losing to, you know, some kind of, you know, League 3 side or whatever it is. But that's the importance of it. No, he did great. He was, you can really see the ability he has. And, you know, first game, first match, it's going to be a little bit of unfamiliarity there. But, you know, we got an assist. I mean, you can't ask for much better than that, really.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Josh has been talking about some concerns he has, you know, with someone with maybe lack of progression, lack of ability to create chances for open play. You know, what your thoughts on that? Is that something you're confident Frank will sort out, or do you just think, you know, as long as we're all right from set pieces, it's not a necessity?
Yeah, I think he'll work that out. I mean, we made it work today. We got the goals and set pieces. We didn't have to really worry about the middle. And if you look at the midfield options we have now, there's not, you know, that creates, you know, with Kulu and Madison out, you know, that we just don't have, you know, fortunately we brought Xavi in and that can help out with that. There's just not a lot of creative options in that midfield right now. Yeah. I mean, there's guys that can kind of do it, but, you know, it's more of your box to box. You're holding your defensive guys in there. So that's part of the reason why I don't think he's progressing through the middle too much.
I agree with that, actually. I didn't think about it that way. Like, when Madison and Kulu come back, they're too good to not play, to not have serious minutes. So I think we will be better. Not that we could be relying on when they come back, but yeah.
Sure.
Who did you give man of the match to today?
I would give it to Toby Romero is who I would give it to. Because, I mean, that's who I felt like I was watching. I was like, is that number 4 back there, Alderweireld? I mean, he was pinging those Toby long balls right over the top. I mean, I was like, that was just awesome. Yeah, I definitely have to give it to him. He was, you know, just getting those long, and that's what we've been missing. We've been missing that, getting that ball over the top from the center backs up to the guys making runs. And that, you know, and then you don't really need to progress through the midfield too much, do you, when you got that guy pinging the ball over the top like that?
Yeah, phenomenal. And that finish from Bergvall as well.
Oh,
phenomenal.
God. That kid,
amazing.
I mean, shout out to our staff for finding him and bringing him in. I mean, Lange, Johan, the man there. That was incredible. That kid is going to be something special. You can see it. I mean, that header, I mean, every striker in the league is green with envy over seeing that. I mean, they would love to score a goal like that. And he's got that. And he just kind of quietly does it, gets the job done. And the future's really bright for him.
100%.
And so after the disappointment of the Bournemouth performance and result, would you say today was a good reaction to that?
Yes, it was. It definitely was. And Bournemouth, Bournemouth is one of those teams. There's a few teams like that they'll get you. If you're not ready for them, they'll get you. They've got some talent there. Ariola's a great coach, really quality guy, and he had them set up perfectly. And it's just one of those things. And again, with a new manager, he's still figuring these things out. And like he said, he looked back, he learned, he realized, okay, and he made adjustments. And that's something else that we've been missing, is making those adjustments. Not, this is the way I play, let's go, changing it up, not being so predictable. I mean, we were just entirely too predictable, the past few seasons.
Agreed.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that's what, obviously, that's what Frank will give us. All right, Ross, appreciate you calling in, mate. Thanks for your time as always, and lovely to see you. And we'll see you next time.
It's next time. Come
Cheers,
on,
Ross.
you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs. Big up to Ross. Let's keep going. We have, how many people? 1,100. Half an hour pretty much gone at Brentford. Still 0-0. Keep you updated with any goals that go in there.
I'm just going to nip to the
Let's keep going. Josh is going to nip to Lou, but George is going to be with us. Let's bring George on. George, lovely to see you, mate. How are we doing?
And Josh, if you can still hear us.
He will be in a couple minutes, but first game of the Leaving This era. I haven't really mentioned that so far in the fan show. Couldn't have got off to a better start, could have, Josh?
Yeah, nah, not at all. It was. It's good to say that we're unbeaten since, in fact, not even unbeaten. 100% win record since Levy's gone, so that's a good feeling. And Ross stole my intro. I was going to come on singing that West Ham get battered, so I've got to come up with a better one. And I think it's always nice to see more Tottenham goals than West Ham fans left in the stadium at the end of the match. So I mean, there's always a good sign.
Yeah, exactly. The Lewis family said we're going to win more games more often, so 100% record since they said that is not a bad start. How do you assess the game overall? Like, what would you make out of what you saw?
It was a weird one, wasn't it? So the first half, mate, I was watching it on Sky, and I had you guys' commentary on because you're always better than Sky's commentary. But it was I was sharing your frustrations, put it that way. I think Josh did sum it up with the midfield of really struggling to progress through. But it being only fifth game if you include PSG since Frank's come in, like proper games. I think we've got to give him time because obviously there's so many players and so many different formations, and he's notorious, as a lot of other people have said, he's notorious for starting slow. And I mean, if this is starting slow, I'll take it all day long. As you know, I'm as big of an Ange fan as you were, and I miss the swashbuckling attacks. But again, as Brian said, I would take a 3-0 win like we played today over a 2-1 loss and just constant attack, trying to get goals. So, I mean, you take the good with the bad, and when you're winning, there's not much bad.
Yeah, 100%. And but it was a brilliant win, 3-0. Do you think the score flattered us at all, or do you think 3-0 was a fair reflection of the game?
I think 3-0 probably does based on the first half, but as soon as the sending off was there, then yeah, 3-0. That kind of tells the story since the sending off. Ali Gold summed it up in one of his tweets: 10 minutes to define the game, and it really did. It was just them 10 minutes. We were just domination, complete domination.
Yeah, it was, and within I think what defined the game really was that minute they go down to 10 men and we then make it 2-0. And I think at that point, the game's over and they can't really do much, can they? Xavi Simon's making his debut today. What did you make out of him?
I love him, man. I love him. I think we've got a right baller there. We really do. I mean, I don't know if you saw, because I think we were doing fan show at the end when he came on, but he was doing a post-match press conference, and he seemed to say he preferred playing on the left. It
did he?
Kind of a bit lost in translation with him, but he said he was asked. I think it was Jamie Redknapp asked him, where do you prefer, in the middle or on the left? And his answer was essentially, I love taking on players. Now, for me, you do that more on the left than you do in the middle because that's sort of more providing. But I want to see him in the middle taking on players and going for goal from. I miss the screamers. Do you remember like the Christian Eriksen screamers, the Harry Kane screamers, especially that one against Arsenal with the face covering? Like I want to see that type of performance from him, and I think we will get that throughout this season. I think he's going to score a fair few bangers.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got that in his locker, that's for sure.
Yeah,
Xavi, yeah?
Xavi. Yeah. He's got a very good shot on him, and yeah, we didn't really. He thought about it a few times today. Didn't really crack one. The one time he did, it was going well wide, but obviously got his assist as well. So up and running for the goal contributions. I think that'll help his confidence because I think when you're a new signing, the longer it goes on, it plays on your mind. The longer these 007 things as people said. I think it does.
Get it out of the way.
It plays on players' minds. Talking about man of the match, who did you give man of the match to?
Same as you boys. As Ross said, Toby Romero. Yeah, what a player he is. Like, I think without him, it's a 1-0 win today. Maybe even a 1-0 draw. Because I think if we were just relying on Van der Ven and maybe a Danso, I think we are going to concede. Personally, but I mean, I don't want to knock a 3-0 win. There's a lot of things that we could have improved on, of course. But again, 4th, 5th game in, it's to be expected. We're not going to be playing complete swashbuckling Pep season 3 football. But it was a good game.
Sorry, I was just going to say, what's fried my mind is like, and I'm not comparing Frank to Ange or anything, but that first 10 games under Ange, like we looked like we were just playing the best football. So I kind of maybe I'm being a bit harsh on Frank. I totally agree with George though. It's going to take a little while. Come on, shoot. Yes! Chelsea 1-0 down.
Good! Kevin Sade.
Come on!
They score. I'm watching on Sky Go, so I'm like 2 minutes behind.
Sorry.
But no, it's good. It's good because it means that I can keep an eye on it out of the corner of my eye whilst I'm talking to you boys.
That was a good goal as well.
That was a very good goal. So tell me, just in terms of Frank, if you assessed his first 4 games, in terms of what Josh has been saying on stream, some of the concerns he has, how do you feel about those?
I think last week definitely. I fully agree with you. And for me, last game, for me that was basically him that lost it for us in the tactics. But I mean, today it's difficult because I don't know if it was a red card or what, but it just felt different in the second half.
Yeah.
It felt like we were more free in the middle. It felt like the passing was, instead of everyone having to like stop the ball and think about what they were doing, it was just, I can see there's a run there. I'm just going to like one-touch pass.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it just felt a lot more free flowing. And I think genuinely the only thing I can say bad about today is that Kudus didn't score. I really wanted him to score. As you said, like having people getting that 007 off their back, and what a game today it would have been to do that for him. I can't remember if he's assisted. He has assisted.
Well, he's had two assists, so he's all right. But all our signings have sorted it. Even Paulinho.
Even Paulini, exactly.
Is there any? Oh, just Moani.
Moani's still to go. He didn't play today. Yeah, and he clearly had today's selection with Tuesday in mind, didn't he? So I think the fact that he managed to rotate in the manner that he did, and came away with a 3-0 win is fantastic, isn't it? Great use of the rotation.
Yeah, again, that's another reason I don't want to be too critical on the midfield because, again, for me, it wasn't our strongest midfield, as Josh was saying in the game. We were struggling to build up through the midfield, but I've missed the goal now. But it's all good. It's all good. I don't care as long as Chelsea are losing. That's all that matters. I think the fact that we've got Champions League and that's going to be a lot more high stakes. And we need our more experienced players for the Champions League, in my opinion. I'm happy with how it went. As I said, it's not our best midfield. For me, I think we need Paulinho, Bentancur, and then it's so difficult. This is where we're in a good position. I don't think we've ever been in my life before, where we can say, who do you play in the number 10? You've got Xavi, you've got Bergvall, who could play there when Maddison comes back. Maddison is my favourite player at the club. I think he's an absolute baller. You got Kulu, like the list goes on. You've got Kudus, he can come in. You've got Tel, he can come in and play
You
the number
mentioned
10.
Sarr, who's in brilliant form.
Yeah, Sarr, who's
Yeah,
probably
Sarr.
the best form midfielder we have.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
be honest.
Like
on-
all the you look
on
at all our
paper.
midfielders, they're all like have to play.
Yeah, yeah, agreed.
mad.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Apart from Gray, bless him.
Great,
being
who's
out
not in the squad. But you look
today.
at all like you say, like Paulinia, Bentancur, they're essential. Sarr's in brilliant form. Bergval's man of the match today. Simon's obviously a new signing. He has to play. Like, how the hell are we supposed to pick a midfield out of that?
Well, that's what I like about it, because it means that I think we do now have the ability to compete on all fronts. I think even if not all fronts, at least 3 of them. Because let's say we go out of the Carabao Cup, God forbid. If we do, well, as soon as that's basically over, we've got the FA Cup, so we can sort of pivot the attention to that. But again, I think we're going to be really dangerous, especially when Kulu comes back. Obviously, Mada's big miss this season, but I think Xavi will step in and step up to the plate. I think he's a phenomenal player. You can see it again. Who was in the studio with Redknapp? It was Gianfranco Zola. Said you can tell he's a good player just by the way he receives the ball and shifts it. And I could not have said it better. Like, he just it's almost like prime Christian Eriksen, how he can get on the ball and just pivot with his body weight and keep the ball just stuck to his foot. I think we've got a proper baller there.
Yeah, 100%.
I agree.
But George, appreciate you coming on, mate. Appreciate you giving
to
your
meet you,
views as
George.
always. Lovely to see you as always. And we'll catch
Thanks
you
for
soon.
having us on. As always,
Take care,
pleasure.
mate.
go on, you Spurs.
Come on.
Come on, big up, George.
That's a sick tattoo, man.
A few little quotes here from Thomas Frank. He said, I think it's extremely important I trust my players. They have to perform and train well, and they do. I had the privilege to rest Bentancur. He's a key player for us. Richarlison, the same. He played in 4,000 kilometers for Brazil against Bolivia, and we were able to rest him. So I guess that's why he's saying why he needed to rest Richarlison. On Xavi Simons, he said, I like what I saw from him. I like they took the initiative whenever he had the ball. Wonderful assist for the first goal and a promising start. And he also said, of course, we want to score goals, but over so many games, that foundation to keep clean sheets is key, and it's something we worked hard on all pre-season. All the coaches have worked hard, and especially Matty Wells on defence.
You know, I'm the one that's been having concerns and stuff, but I've got to say this, like, he's so right. We did, apart from that chance in the first half, when did West Ham, even when they were, even before the player got sent off, before Souček got sent off, there was no
Apart
time.
from Paquetá, that was really the only moment.
Yeah, it's probably the Bournemouth is still in my head, like the way that they really should have been like 2-0 up or something. So the foundation is there. Like, if he's going for defensive stability first, it's there. Like, the clean sheets, proof in the pudding. Hopefully the rest comes.
Yeah, and I think it makes sense out of what we're seeing, because I think that's what a lot of managers do, especially in managers his position, where we know our defence was all over the place last season. So the first job is to shore that up. Whereas when Ange obviously came in, the problem wasn't like we were a great defensive team before him, but his first priority was to get us playing football. That was, that's why when we first came in, that's what we saw. We saw great attacking football, defence was open, but that was like his first priority, wasn't it? So I think it'll probably take time. I think we see it with a lot of managers. It's mostly like managers who are like firefighter managers, but you do see it a lot where managers like Frank, they come in and they first just get the defence right, and then maybe it's a bit stodgy and maybe there's a 0-0 there or a 1-0 or something, but over time, once you're getting used to it, then the attacking play starts to come in a pattern to play and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully that's what we see with Frank over time. Any other quotes? No, just that's it. Interesting says Matty Wells is the one who's been he working on the defence, because that's what you just said, because he was there last season, wasn't he? And
That's a weird one, isn't it? I thought that would be Frank heading that up.
He said especially Matt Wells has been working on the defence. So that's quite interesting. Do you have any other callers? No, that's it. All right, well, big up to everyone who called in. Really great fan show as always. Josh, pleasure you, of course, being in the studio with me
Yeah.
today for a 3-0 win this time.
Yes.
It didn't stop you being
broke the
pesty.
curse.
Didn't stop you being
One game
negative.
curse.
But we're here, 3-0. We'll see if you're here on Tuesday as well. We'll have that discussion off camera. But big up to everyone in the chat. Big up to everyone who joined for the watch along, the fan show, and the reaction stream. So big up to everyone out there. We'll see you tomorrow for me and Dagel. We're going to dive into this game a bit more with player ratings. We'll have reacts, see how the social media reacted to the game as well. So big up to everyone. Enjoy your Saturday nights. We'll see you tomorrow. Like, subscribe, and comment. And as always, come on, you Spurs.